So your boy has been watching some old theories about FNAF. That includes from game theory and ID's fantasy and others. Because I've been kind of curious or still wondering about a few plot holes or a few questions that have not been answered and creating some theories on my own. One, for example, is where does Midnight Motors really take place? And there have been some other things, two important questions that have had no answer or have not had a definitive actual hard answer that cannot be debunked or refuted. And that is, who died first, the crying child or Charlie? Second is the Midnight Motorist incident. Where does that take place? And it's sort of like a branch of things that these two questions create, because when you say the crying child died first, we can understand William Afton's motivation and we can understand why all the killing. I mean, he literally says, "I will put you back together." But if people say Charlie died first, then we're left with a lot of confusion. We are left with a lot of what was the reason? Because it is to our understanding that Charlie Emily is the daughter or adopted daughter of Henry Emily. Now, what purpose would there be to murder Charlie? Because she would have been seen like family. Now, there would be a purpose to murder Charlie if the crying child died first. And here's what I'm theorizing and guessing as to what would cause this. Why is it that we have found no evidence or any signs of Henry's involvement to help William through his grief? Because remember, he sat in an empty room grieving over the loss of his son, blaming his other son, and shutting everyone out. Now we know William Afton is the founder and creator of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. But in Midnight Motorist, if let's just say that is William Afton, the mustard man. Let us say that is him. Why would he not be allowed at a company he owns, even a branch company like Junior's? Because we all can say or assume that that's not a bar he's going to. That's more than likely a branch company, like how Instagram is a branch of Facebook. Or how YouTube is a branch of Google. It just doesn't make any sense as to how someone who founded a company be denied at one of its branches. And that made me wonder, is Henry a villain? Henry Emily a villain? Because, like I said, William Afton is the one who created Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria or Freddy's Diner. Did Henry steal it from William after the incident? because we hear nothing from William about how I tried to console the pain that was inflicted upon him, but he only talks about the pain that is inflicted upon himself, not William. So that would, and in Bear of Vengeance, the Ultimate Custom Night and many slideshows or animations, it is implied that Freddy and Foxy are William and Henry duking it out at one another, because it was basically Henry that kind of started this whole mess, since the spring locks were his design, the suits were his design, and by that fact, the death that these suits had caused and inflicted upon William are of his fault, of his doing. So why is it that we never, not in any other video games, have we seen, heard, or even in the books? I didn't fully read the books. I know they're different. Like, for example, it is said that in the books, William Afton worshipped him and was jealous of him, of Henry. We know that in the books that William dies differently. He's in a constant nightmare, where in the game he's in hell. We know that there are many different things happening, but with similarities to one another that help us close the gap. So I guess my theory is this: Henry is not so innocent either. He stole a company from a grieving man and caused the death of his child and showed no remorse or sorrow for it. And William took it as the final straw when he lost ownership of his company to the one man he trusted, and he decided to inflict a pain similar to the he inflicted a pain that was similar to the one he inflicted upon William, thus the death of Charlie. But that still doesn't explain some certain things, because someone is supposed to be dead, and in Midnight Motorist, we see one child that looks like a teen sitting in a chair watching TV, stating that there's someone still alive. Now, either there's a third Afton child, or just hear me out, it's not William that we play as in the Midnight Motorist. Maybe it wasn't William that did the dirty deed that night. Maybe it was someone else close to William. But hey, that's just my theory. A game theory. Thank you and good night.